This video is being shown to you under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Hit the like button. Let's go. All right, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm here. I don't know what's going on with my system. I'm hearing double playing. This is an actual new computer, so I'm just going to forego um, my fair use disclaimer. What's up? It is your girl with a video, but anything that I'm using today is going to be used under the fair use guidelines. I don't know why this computer is giving me a hard time. Hey Aries one, thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming. I was never here. Thank you so much for coming. You can hear Aries one. This video he's I wanted to give my thoughts on the why. There were 3 people that it is rare, when you meet people wanting to help, wanting to see you succeed, and it's makes you emotional, sometimes, especially when and Craig, thank you for coming, thank you for being here, and thank you for telling me that you can hear. I'm not sure what's going on, you guys. The one thing that I did tell myself that when I started going live and actually creating content was I want to be on time. I never want to have anyone waiting around for me. I don't think that is fair. But I can tell you, ever since last week, every time I try to go live, there is an issue. Don't ask me what it is. I keep pushing, pressing, and moving forward. I was hoping that Cat Not Williams in Sapphire Ridge News and Empress Fox was in the live. Maybe they will show up here. Maybe they won't. But I do want to send out gratitude to all 3 of those people who has, poured into my life. And one of them I just figured out and realized that, he poured into my life today. My daughter went on a school trip to a museum in Boston, and she called me and was like, hey, I have money, but I don't have enough money. Can you send me something? My daughter's 17. So I went into the Cash App, and to my surprise, I didn't even know because I never checked for those things. I went to the Cash App, and there was a generous donation sent to me by Cat Not Williams and Sapphire Ridge News. They sent it together, and I want them from the bottom of my heart for that, because it's surprising to me, and it's always overwhelms me. People just give. To me, it's like it's a shocking thing, because like a lot of people, you don't, and I wasn't expecting that, and so I'm very grateful, and sent it on November 26th. Shows you how much I go into my Cash App, because my daughter called for something or something. I I use Cash App, sparingly. I don't use it all the time. But I can say, like, Sapphire James' channel, wanting to help other creators as he's growing his own channel. It is such a beautiful thing to see. And and I know the people that were chosen for him to whatever he decided to give. Never in a million years did I know or even think that he was even thinking but what a selfless thing to do when you're still trying to grow your channel. I know what that feels like. Cat Not Williams is somebody that has poured into me, and she even knows, like, she has helped grow my channel. She does that for everyone. I'm not special. It's just her and who she is as a person. She does that for everyone. Um, and we are grateful for, Cat Not Williams. I'm forever grateful for that. I'm forever grateful for meeting her chat. Because sometimes things get a little sticky. I wanted to just extend my thanks, my gratitude to them for that. And then M Fox is another content creator who is, to me, is she's a selfless queen. That's what I call her. She did some tremendous work during the YSL trial, putting together a uh, peaceful protest. Well, not one. There was more than one, but she did it in a way where she crossed all her T's, dotted all of her I's, and she was there, boots on the ground, driving from Chicago to Fulton County, 12 hours to um, fight for the injustice. Cat Not Williams is here, you guys. Cat Not Williams is here. I asked her to be here. I didn't know whether she was going to make it. But Cat Not Williams, I just was telling the people that are here how about today, of how my daughter, like, I have money, I need more money. She's at a museum in Baltimore. She doesn't have enough money. I'm just going in the Cash App to send my daughter the money. And I'm like, wait a minute. There's something here, and to open it up, Cat Williams, and to know that you and Sapphire Ridge News, worthy to behind sending me something. People don't understand that I take things like that very serious, because people don't have to give. And to show that it was sent on November the 26th, I had no idea. No idea. And I just wanted to thank you personally. I was telling the people how, you pour into other content creators, not just me, because I want the people to know it's not just me. It's to all content creators that grace her channel. And her channel is like a safe space, something different from what I was seeing on YouTube. And I tell the story about us getting ready to walk away. And Kat told us that, she would be in her chat, doing, her commentary, and it would be 2 people there, 3 people there, and she would keep going. It's very rare that you find somebody that helped grow your channel, and not just your channel, a lot of people's channel. And to be a blessing like that, it's a rare find. And it's rare to come by people like that. And for somebody to be so giving and not expecting anything in return. She never expects anything in return. You can tell by being in the chat that is who Cat Williams is as a person. So Sapphire News is someone that I saw on Cat's channel, and wanting to help others while he's trying to elevate his platform speaks volumes. And it was just so shocking to me. And I've been a mushy mess all day long, because anything somebody gives me my first super chat. My first super chat was from April, Neil's baby daddy. me and him got into it on the last live. All love, all jokes, because he called me out. Yeah, April called me out. I'm like, you called me out because okay, let me. Reading is fundamental. Okay, April News, baby daddy, got it. So I'm so sorry for calling you her, she. I'm sorry. Uh, that's my bad. But you ain't had to call me out like that, April. And we laughed. We laughed about that. But to see, thank you, Kat, and I love you so much more. And tries to be in everybody's chat because everybody loves Kat Not Williams. So she tries to be all over the place supporting everybody. And it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to be in a presence, in her presence. And I'm gonna just I'm going to and telling myself, I've been going in these chats and they've been talking about Cat Not Williams, and I'm like, Cat thinks, Cat thinks that because the YSL trial is winding down, that she's getting rid of us. No, she's not. I'm going to be harassing her. So yeah, y'all can put that. That's on the record, so everybody can hear. I'm going to be harassing her because we just love Cat Williams. We love her insight. We love her input. I love the way that even as she learns, she's able to take what she learns, put it in layman's terms in a way that the rest of the audience learns. So you'll have people that come in the chat and they've watched other channels, but they're still confused. And somehow Cat Not Williams is always able to break it down, so, ordinary people can understand, what is going on. And so that's how we have all been learning. We all come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, and I'm totally grateful for it. I just want to thank you for having me at my 9 to 5 crying because it totally took me by surprise. Good evening, Miss LJ. Totally took me by surprise because I never expect anything from anybody, but when it happens, it does something to me. I'm someone that's a giver also, just like Kat is, but I had to like kind of scale back. I had been burnt so bad. So I do like on a one-on-one basis. For Kim, I do that. I have a merch shop, and I've gotten few people to support me in that. And that's fine. If people don't, they don't have to. It's just something that I set up that shop to um, give back to people and families that are fighting cancer. So most of the proceeds from my merch shop will go to that. Um, so that's a way where I can give without hurting anything that's in my household. Like, I lost my job of 15 years. I have another job now, but not making the same money that I was, from the job where I was for like 15 and a half years. So, but it happened to a lot of people. I'm not saying that for sympathy or anything else like that. I'm just saying like, it happened. I've moved forward, moved past it, but I'm just saying that in this time, like where I was able to really, really give the way I used to, I can't. And so when they gave me the opportunity to open the merch shop, it was at a time that I was supporting a breast cancer patient. I still support him. He's a young guy, beautiful young man, beautiful spirit, college student, 21 years old, went to the doctor, went to the dentist to get a routine cleaning, found the dentist told him that they wanted him to see a surgeon. He went to see a surgeon and was diagnosed with osteosarcoma in his jaw. If you look at the ribbon, the emojis for my channel is the pink ribbon, and it's the ribbon with the yellow heart around it. It used to be just the pink ribbon and the pink heart. The pink ribbon, the yellow ribbon around the pink heart is for him, but not only him, other people that are fighting osteosarcoma cancer, the ribbon for them is yellow. So that is why I used that particular heart for everyone that did not know. Um, and he's still battling, he's still fighting. His mother lost her job. Um, I don't want you to, Cat. That's not my intention. I'm just like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. I'm grateful. And people just never know like what a act of kindness can do, and especially like when it's unexpected, um, it hits you in a different way. And so I'm grateful for you, Kat. I'm grateful for Sapphire Ridge. I also wanted Empress Fox to be here. Empress Fox did such great work, for this YSL trial, driving 12 hours from setting up the peaceful protest, making sure she dotted all her T's, her I's, crossed all of her T's, so they would not be able to bother them while they were protesting. It is their right. It was their right to be there, but a lot of people don't understand that there's ways to do it without just showing up. It's ways to do it where you can find out everything that you can do and you can't do, where they want you to stand, and things like that, just to make sure that you're able to peacefully protest and make your voices heard. So I wanted Empress to join in. I'm not sure if she is on, and it was just this was all such a last minute thing, and I didn't know whether or not she was able to jump on, or if she's even on uh, Twitter, because I'm striving here on YouTube and Twitter. I would wish all of the people from Twitter would come over here and give me a like and a watch from here, but I'm grateful nonetheless. And I want to give her flowers, because even on the days that she was, hey, Carol Mangum, we see you. Carol Mangum says, hi, Kat. And we have a Miss I here, and she said also, I do want to make sure that also that we acknowledge she is here. Just in gratitude, I'm grateful for anything. I'm grateful for people clicking on link and watching. If you watch for 2 minutes, 1 minute, I don't care. And I know that things take time, for you to get your own style of what it is that you like to do. But I'm a girly girl, and the fact that I'm a breast cancer survivor, going on 18 years, guys. 18 years is coming up. 18 years is coming up. You guys have no idea. You have no idea what that means to a breast cancer patient, especially a breast cancer patient that had like an aggressive type of cancer. A lot of people don't know, when I was diagnosed, there were 52 different types of breast cancers. So a lot of time I do a lot of education on cancer, especially around Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which I have been told by many people. And I had to think about it. Like, you know what? You're actually right. I'm a breast cancer survivor 365 days a week. That doesn't change. So the 1 month that they give us, I try to, like, well, I'm not going to say that, because every year is different for me. I've lost two of the closest people to me to breast cancer. And so some years I shut down, and you won't see me on the internet. You won't see me anywhere. I'm barely able to just log into work and get through a work day and log off and go to bed. Like, I have some years like that, but it is what it is. And I want to just, Miss LJ, I wanted to make sure I acknowledge you, and I see that you are here, in Carol Mangum. So, Kat, so that is like what I wanted to say first, because I know people, they come in the chats, they have other things to do, they have other things scheduled, and they leave, and that's fine. But I just wanted to say thank you. That was very unexpected today, and thank you for having me sit here all day crying like somebody was cutting onions, and it just was so crazy. And my daughter's 17, so she's like, I said, okay, I'm going to cash app you, and I go in the cash app, and I go, oh, she's like, what happened? I said, oh my God, somebody sent a Somebody sent me a cash app and I didn't know. I said it's November 2020. She's like, well, how much was it? I'm like, girl, your mind is all in the wrong place. So I told her, she's talking about, can I get half? Yeah, 17 years, like she doesn't even care about like the backstory behind it or how I'm feeling and why I'm crying all over the god daggone place. She just want to know, can she get half? I'm like, girl, I wasn't even expecting this to be in here. Can you? I said, let me get you what you need. I'm sending you. You could have asked this question before you left. I thought she had money. My daughter works part-time. Um, Michelle Guidry, I'm hoping I'm not butchering your name. Hello. And Cat Williams, Michelle says hello. Thank you for tuning in, Michelle. Thank you. Um, and so to say thank you. And I am just so impressed by Sapphire. Uh, I'm so impressed by him because here this man is, he's trying to grow his own channel, but he wants to help others. And that's the beauty in a lot of things that people just don't understand. That you just don't understand. He's funny on top of that. He's very funny on top of that. Like, I'm like, okay, he's just like on his live, like, excuse me. I love the realness in that. So, and I just love, like, the fact, like I said, that he's trying to help other people. Kat, keep doing what you do. You're going to be blessed tremendously. We can tell in your spirit. And this is why so many people follow you. So many people are looking, to see if you're alive. So many people are, rooting for you over there. You've made a great community. You've built a great tribe over there of people that are all on one accord. I love being in a chat where everything is peaceful and beautiful. And sometimes, like, people have their moments, but to me, it's passion. People feel passionate about um, what they're feeling, or sometimes we have new people that come to the chat, but they get it right away because we're going to show love to the mods over there. Mod love all the time. The mods over there do not play, and we love them for that. And like I said, we're forever grateful, for them for that. And so a lot of mods on Cat's channels are content creators, and they have their own channels. I've grown to love Flesh of the Gods. He's one of my new favorites. Chad Diggy frequents the chat often. I want to say I don't know if she is going to stop in here, but Chloe Alberts, I want to send prayers out to Chloe, and if everyone else can send prayers out to Chloe Alberts. She's going through something right now. She's battling an illness, and I haven't. The day before yesterday, that me and Shadiggy was speaking with her. She's in the hospital. And you're trying to figure some things out. So I just want to say, like, for the people that are here, if you're in Cat Williams' chat, then you definitely know Chloe Alberts. If you're in Flash of the Gods chat, you definitely know Chloe Alberts. If you frequent some of the other chats, Nick Starro, all those chat, Chloe Alberts. Please send a special prayer up to her. Yes, he is, Michelle. He is. He's awesome. I love the way. I love all of his graphics and everything. I'm trying to get mine together, but it's just like, see, not to be working for me. I'm on there, but it's just, I don't know if I have my stuff hooked up wrong. I don't know. But Chloe Alberts, just if we can just say a prayer for her and keep her in prayer as she, goes, while they're trying to figure out what's going on with her. So, and she knows, and all I can say is that she's in the hospital, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with her. But I just want, people to know that she is one of ours. She's part of our family. And so I just wanted to put that out there so that everyone knows, and to pray for her. But the funny thing about Chloe is she'll come in and chat, and I always have to tell her, Chloe, it's too early for you coming here with your mess. Don't come in here with your nonsense. It's a joke we got going on, because she's very witty. She's very witty. She has a mind. Some of the stuff that Chloe comes up with, you're like, okay, I wasn't ready for that. But I love Chloe Alberts. And so just to letting everyone know to just please keep our family in prayer as she's going through right now. And so now let me see what time it is. I'm not going to be here long because my daughter is on the way home. Like I said, she's on a trip. They're coming home late. So I just have a little bit to say about um, the YSL trial. I want to say that I was at work the day of the YSL trial. The day the verdict came out, I was in Cat Not Williams' chat, of course, in the bushes because I have to work. And we all were shocked that, because we were thinking, oh, the jurors have more questions, but we call her Auntie Whitaker now. That's our auntie. Because I see she's still, going along with the change that she implemented, midway her being on the bench once she found out that she was being bamboozled. She didn't say that. That's my thoughts. I'm sticking to that, right? So Auntie Whitfield comes out and says we have a verdict. And then we have the not guilty verdict for Yak Gotti. And I'm sitting here losing it. I put my phone in something at work because I needed to pay attention. I'm shaking, shivering, and crying all over the place. And then they give us Shannon Stillwell is guilty of count 64, not guilty of everything else. And we will take it. We will take it. We will gladly take it, because we never said that they did not commit any crimes. They just were not guilty of the crimes that the state was trying to put on them. And so now I'm a mess. I've been logged in some type of aux for I don't know how long. And they're like, hey, well, we have a question. I'm gonna have to get back to y'all because I can't even talk or anything right now. All I can do was say, thank you. Hey, Child Diggy. Child Diggy is in the house. And Child Diggy is she's another mod from Flesh of the Gods. And some Child Diggy. She visits here often. So Child Diggy, we have Cat Williams in the house, and some of the Cat Williams family is in the house as well. And so it works both ways, because they're my family, I'm their family. We're slime all the time. That's just it. They take us or leave us. That's just the way it is. But Child Diggy comes here and graces the chat all the time, and I love Child Diggy. When her and Chloe are together, forget about it. They're two peas in a pod. But Child Diggy has become like a big supporter of my chat, and I love to to come over here and hang out with them. Just giving a little bit, Chachi, because I'm not going to be here long because I have to go get my daughter. I know Flesh of the Gods is going live at 8. Me and him going to have off screen chat because I'm gonna need him to stop switching up his times. I try to be respectful, Flesh of the Gods, and make sure that I try not to go live at the same time he goes live, but then he busts out and does a marathon the other day. Then I see he's on live at 6. Flesh of the Gods, we gonna talk. We are going, me and you, we're gonna talk. But anywho, Child Diggy says, hi, Cat. Child Diggy, don't laugh at me because you know I'm truth about Flesh of the Gods. You know I am. So so they come out with this verdict, and like the world is rejoicing, right? Everybody is rejoicing all over the place. That should tell you something. Everybody's rejoicing. But in that moment, I felt so bad for the Drinks family, and I felt bad for Nuts family. And that the fact that and they have a right to be upset, but I think their anger is a little misplaced, but that's based on what the state has told them. The state has lied to them. The state has bamboozled them. The state has set them up, made them relive these unalivings, and you knew that you did not have the proper evidence to convict these people. But what you were banking on having a plethora of of evidence of people doing bad. Oh, these people were unalived. Oh, these people had their houses broken into. Oh, in 1956, Little Rod wasn't conceived, but we can tell that his mother had a thought. His mother and father had a thought that he was going to have 15 years old on somebody in furtherance of the YSL gang or enterprise or whatever they were saying. Hogwash. How in the world are these men locked up and you are trying to put charges on them from things that are happening today? I'm not sure if Jeffrey Williams' sister is watching or not. I have spoken with her on Twitter, but I wish that Jeffrey Williams would sue Fulton County because YSL is a record label. They may have used it for something else. And not only Jeffrey Williams, Yves Saint Laurent needs to sue them as well. It is still his business today. He's not changing the name of his business because you decide to bring this trial. My question is, this maybe Kidnap Williams will have a response for this. The question that I have is, if we heard Viverito say that gangs don't have to have a leader, they don't have to, they don't have to have a leader, but they're a hybrid gang. And so then the charge that you have against Jeffrey Williams being the leader of the gang makes absolutely no sense. You are sitting on the stand under oath, even though we know that 99, I will give you 0.2% of what you said on the stand was a lie, ma'am. We know that. And I saw you in the bushes weeping after this verdict came out. But so I want to know, moving forward. So we already know that Mr. Murphy. Oh, what is the word I'm looking for from Mr. Murphy? What a gem he is! When they told him to spell his name out, the phonetics that he used to explain the letter, so you can clearly know. I'm talking about and not in. C for currency, M for money, like brilliant. Even Whitaker said that was awesome. Yes. And when he started talking, he just had the whole radio voice, the whole. I wasn't expecting that. I was not. I was not expecting that. Hi, my name is. Well, wait a minute now. He's shaking the room a little bit. Okay, but keep going on. And I don't know if y'all missed that his attorney was sitting there. She was laughing. She was laughing at when he was spelling his full name, first, middle, and last name. And the phonetics was awesome. So But for the people that are going on trial, the question that I have is, it's the same trial, all right? So are they going to be using the same players? Are you going to be using the same witnesses? Because if I was Sledge, I would tell you where to go and how far you could stick it. You can't bring me into your courtroom to have me testify. Testify to what? I try to testify to my truth, and I'm incarcerated. So what am I testifying to? Do y'all actually really want to put Woody back on the stand? Do you? Let me tell you something. We can think what we want to think about Woody. I just wish that the I wish that what happened under different circumstances for Woody. I wish that he would have realized that social media was a thing before and let his personality show prior to this up into what he was doing. It probably wasn't a thought for him, right? But I wish that for Woody now. There was an interview that Woody did yesterday with Weinstein and 3 other people. And I'm not sure like who they are. I know they're big on TikTok, and excuse me for not having any clips to show right now, because like I said, every time I go to go live, for some reason something happens, so I had to restart my computer, and I don't like to be late. Restart my computer. When I started it back, it wasn't acting right. So I mean, I can pull up these things and show them. But what he did a fantastic interview. Doug Weinstein and 3 other people. They are big on TikTok. Right? Yeah, yeah. But Michael, it was also, and thank you for coming, Michael. Cat Not Williams gang. I'm you new in here. You new here, but yeah, you probably see. I'm Survivor Speaks. Sometimes you'll hear Cat says, "Oh, Survivor Speaks." Yeah, sure. They'll drop the link or whatever. That's me. I'm Survivor Speaks. I'm normally, yeah, well, all of us use our avatar. So the avatar, that is me. I am a retired published model. So I just took a portion of my portfolio and turned it into animation. So all of the animations that you see on my channel, with the exemption of the trailer, my trailer, which I'm going to change, all of them are me. If I play my outro, you'll that portrait, those are portraits of myself. Like I said, I just turned it into animation. So we're all family here. My Michelle, I said Mike, no, Michael. I'm sorry, Michael. We're all family here. And I thank you for coming and just this was really a part of gratitude and dates from the YSL trial. So I'm about to get to what I really wanted to talk about as it relates to YSL, but I want to talk about the interview that Woody and the young ladies. So yeah, it was 2 Caucasian women, one African American women. That does not matter, like, to me, but someone said it in the chat. So yeah, that interview, they are going to go. They are going to be sing. They are going to go and sing karaoke together. That's what they're planning to do. That young lady said that she lives in Texas. She is going to fly wherever they're going to have karaoke nights to come and sing with Woody. And because I believe, like everybody else, that when Woody was in those interrogation rooms, nobody can say what they would do. Nobody can say what they would do. And the conditions of Rice Street alone plays a big part into why he did some of the things that he did. I do believe that Fulton County took full advantage of these guys, because what a lot of people or a lot of the people that don't want to open up their eyes to see justice, or to see the injustices that we witness if you go back and really look at a lot of these charges, these young men were children at the time. Teenager, you're a child at the time. And so you're charging these young men with crimes that they've already, some of them they've already served time. So this whole RICO thing was put into play for reason so that you can bring those charges into this case and also to snag Jeffrey Williams, professionally known as Young Thug. That is what this case was about. It was. I implore you to follow the money. Follow the money. Let's start with the watch. Viverito, I'm not sure if you sold the watch, because nobody can tell me that Viverito didn't take the watch. One question that they did not ask Viverito in court was, hey, Viverito, we're with this watch that is now missing. Where did you get the watch from? Where did you find the watch at, Viverito, before you picked it up and you decide and to, to take your pictures? Where did you get it from? Because the statement that you make, what you're trying to tell us on the stand makes sense. Where did you get the watch from, Viverito? Where was the watch? Because I find it very interesting that of all the things that was in that home that you guys confiscated, guns, drugs, jewelry, cars, that you remember that this one watch, you remember taking a picture of it, putting it in the closet way in the back on the right-hand side. That's a lot of explaining. Viverito, we're not buying that. We're not buying that. The fact that Viverito did not want to be seen while she was testifying, everybody's like, oh, she didn't want anybody to see her body language. Yeah, she didn't want. That could be true. I can agree with y'all. But the real reason why Viverito didn't want to be seen on camera, I'm just going to give you my thoughts, because sometimes I just think outside the box. And sometimes my thinking is a little, I don't know, colorful. So my thoughts are, we see Viverito, you didn't have a problem showing you in the interrogation video. You didn't, right? But you didn't want them to see the botched BBL that you sold that watch for and went and got your botched BBL done. You look a mess, honey. You went and got some stuff sucked and tucked and lifted and all that. You look a mess. Now, did you sell the watch and get the money and go over there to get this surgery that you had done? Or did you trade the watch? Because the watch could be worth $500,000 upwards. I saw those Millie watches. Some of those Richard Millie watches are a couple of millions of dollars. Pull it up for yourself and look at it, because I sure did do my research. So I believe, me, myself, and I believe that Viverito either sold the watch and went and got her watch BBL, or maybe her and the doctor did an even exchange or something. I mean, I said it. That's me. I said it. That's what I think. That's what I want to. That's what I believe, and that's what I'm sticking to. Viverito, you don't want to be seen, but we're looking at you on we looking at you in the interrogation video. I'm not understanding. What does it matter? Well, I'm not. And shout out to Doug for continuously bringing that forefront, because the jurors said that did make a difference to them. If you guys, something is going on, where is this watch? So if you guys, they see an officer have possession of this watch and now the watch is missing, that means that you guys were careless with the rest of your evidence. That's one thing that got them. This is telling. Let me tell you something. Everybody that was over in Cat Not Williams chat watching this trial, enjoying everything, give yourselves a pat on the back. We were all throwing out stuff that was correct. A lot of the things that we were saying in the chats, the jurors were thinking the same way. Love, love, love. The best thing you can do for the rest of these trials is just sit it out. Sit it out, love. Sit it out. Because you lost them around day 2 or 3. They were sick of you. They listened to the evidence that you were bringing forth, the belaboring of the questions over and over and over again to these witnesses. It wasn't lost on them. They took what they needed from whatever it was that you were saying, but they dismissed you. Now, the fact that they said, oh, as a Black woman, she did, I take all that out. She could have been Atkins standing there exuding the same type of behavior. He would get the same thing. It's not about color. It's about the lengths that she will go or won't go to make whatever she believes in her small brain the truth. I could not understand, and for the life of me, I still don't understand how they allowed lyrics into a case, and lyrics were the majority of your evidence. I have no idea how they are a RICO case at that. How they allowed them to use Instagram posts. And when they used the Instagram posts from the shade room, I'm telling y'all that I threw something at the wall that day. I said, wait a minute, is they saying that this post is from the shade room? Are you freaking kidding me? Because y'all couldn't get it off the person's page because they posted it and they took it off. Those guys are not lying when they say that a lot of people don't handle their own social media platforms. If this shines a light on the music industry, then oh well. A lot of people, the music industry, they'll have somebody that's from the music industry managing these artists' profile, and a lot of it's for marketing. A lot of the beefs are for marketing. Now, do they have real beefs? Yes, they do. But a lot of the beefs are for marketing. So I was just a little bit confused. And I am going to admit I was one of the ones that was like changing the judges is just like, you just sent Glanville's sister down twice removed. I used to call her Whitville. I have to apologize for that. But at the time that I was saying it, I just believed that Whitaker came and got thrown into the middle of this trial. She thought that she was working with people that were ethical and that were telling her the truth until it finally registered. And she said, wait a whole god on minute. These heifers is lying. And we can all tell when she started to take that turn. She started calling it behinds out on the freaking carpet. What are you doing? What are you doing? And I have a new respect for Whitaker. The smile from ear to ear that she showed when she sentenced Shannon Stillwell will always be in my mind. She's like, you know what, State? We still got to work together, but F you. I can probate his sentence. Oh, wait a minute. Helen, do you still You still want to give him the maximum? Oh yes. Okay, that's fine. So the maximum that I can do is 10 years. But I said, oh, look at evil. Ooh, look at go ahead, Whitaker. Look at evil Whitaker. Not evil like that. I'm just mean, some people, they give you a little evil laugh. She's like, but I can probate it. Yes, and she probated it. Unfortunately, they're both still incarcerated. I thought that Yak would be out, but he has some things that something that he has to clear up that happened in the jail. And I don't know if some of you think like I do, but a lot of those things that happened to them in the jail, I hate to say it, but I think the state was involved, especially with what we saw, the things that they tried to pull in the courtroom. The day the guy walked into, I forgot which one it was right now. I got to think about it. I mean, we've been in this trial for how long? The day he walked in there and walked right up to Doug and handed him a pill. First of all, how did y'all even allow that? How, like, he wasn't a spectator in the crowd. He's part of this trial. So how did y'all even allow that? And you can tell by Jeffrey Williams, facial expression, he didn't know that was going down. He didn't know that. So how did y'all allow that? So this is just a whole mess. I'm not understanding how they can move forward with this RICO trial. I don't understand how they can move forward with it. But all we can do is still watch and still see. Are we going to stop watching the trial because Jeffrey and the other are going? No, we're not. We're going to continue to watch the trial to see. And I'm so glad that the young man yesterday was able to plead to whatever he pled to. They say that his attorney, Miss Miller, is an ex prosecutor, so she knew exactly what she was talking about. I loved her presence. I loved how she came into court looking presentable, but she wasn't there to play with her client. Okay, listen, we know all about all that, but let's put this on the record. My client, his profession is he works in the music industry. He may or may not have to be around Mr. Williams. He's going to need security, from time. They're going to be professional. They're going to carry weapons. I need all of that on the record. I don't want, I had a conversation with the state, but listen, I know how this go. No. Let's put this in writing. And I do, I totally agree with Kat Not Williams. I did catch that on the rewind yesterday, Kat, and I saw your face. I saw how you were like a little, you were Kat, you were being Kat, but it was just like, and somebody said it, made a comment, and and that's still right. But I agree. I do not think that they should be able to censor these artists' lyrics. I don't believe in that. That is their right. If we look at every genre of music, trust me, it may not look like it. I like music from every genre that there is out there. And so I hear songs. It might be said a different way, but it's the same daggone thing. Yeah, I listened to you can't. When I was in middle school, I thought it was a daggone rock star. Girl got in trouble in everything in the cafeteria. Because during lunchtime, you can take a piece of paper up there and give it to the vice principal, and he would say, "Oh, today we like to say happy birthday to da-da-da-da-da." So, I was a clown, y'all. I was a clown. And I got my work done because, I was on the honor society, all that. But I was a clown. I was just doing stuff because I was bored. I was finished with work. I was bored, so I was doing crazy stuff. Like, nothing to get me thrown out of school. I was called down to the principal office for making up a song. I didn't tell the girl to do it though. She was the fool that went and did it. But I this day in lunch, I went in there like I normally do, and I told him, today is my good friend's birthday. Please make sure when you give him the birthday shout outs, don't forget mine. And he got on the mic, and that's how he used to get on the mic, like he was on tour or something. Happy birthday to John Bon Jovi, and everybody start laughing. He's like, who gave me this? You think I'm gonna stand up and say I gave it to you? If they tell on me, they tell on me. But it's John Bon Jovi's birthday today. I want you to give him a shout out. And so yeah, I did it. I like all types of music. That's just the way I am. It doesn't matter. And so yeah, I was a fan back there, living on living on yeah, that was me. So yeah, I did a lot of crazy stuff because I was bored, and give me more work, and I'll have something. If y'all keep spoon feeding me this because y'all want me to stick to the curriculum, there's going to be a problem because like I'm just flying through this stuff. I have nothing else to do, nothing else left but my mind to think of stuff to do. So yeah, I just did all types of stuff. Nothing that way you could 10 years now, because y'all gonna lock me up for harassing the Spanish teacher going into school, walking behind her, calling her little jaqueta because she had on her jacket was too small. Are y'all gonna come get me for that? I just feel like some of the things that they came and got them from, it's just like it's just like I can't be in the store. Because if I'm in a store too long, I'm committing a crime. You did not prove the evidence. You did not have the evidence. And then the thing that hurt them the most, and it was so refreshing to hear the 3 jurors who now YouTube channel, Surviving YSL. I thoroughly enjoyed their interview on Mel's channel. It is about 3 hours. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. They give great insight to what their thoughts were when they were in the sitting there in the case. And they already have said a million times that they did not look at anything online while they were on trial. They did not know that Glanville was recused. They did not know that Moontook was in jail. They did not know that Steele was basically held in contempt, but he never showed, served any time. Thank goodness. They did not know about a lot of stuff that went on, but you still have these people that want to bother them and keep asking them, did they go watch the trial? They said no. They looked at the evidence, and the evidence did not make any sense. They don't like the fact that Hilton, in her closing arguments, that she thought that she needed to get ghetto. Now, I had said the same thing. Who in the heck is this? But if you remember, Woody told us this very thing. The one thing I can say about Woody is everything that he said about those the people on the state side, all of it is true. So and people know because I voiced it after Hilton gave her closing statement. I was in shambles. My stomach was hurting because she put all of those lies on the record. And I'm like, what if the jury if they're just not paying attention? What if they are, just listening to what she said? And we got the questions, they came out. We all thought one thing, other people thought other things. But thank goodness, the reason for the lyric, because only one person, she didn't understand the lyrics. And so they said they made a pact in the beginning that if one person was unclear about something, they all were going to go back into the courtroom. They're going to raise it as a question and all go back into the courtroom, just to get clarity. And I think exactly, 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 exactly. So, Chadiggy says, you know what? This guy writes, they are trying to forcefully get me to buy something for my computer, and I keep telling these people I don't want it. Don't show me this again. But they keep interrupting my lives. Um, Chad says because you hear the context doesn't mean follow, which is a great point. Carol says, I don't know why my comment. Oh, there you go. Carol Magnum then says, um, come on now. I'm telling you, somebody is playing. Then oh, thank you, Carol. No problem. She talking about dinner. All right. She how I say your name? Am I saying your name? Shaylee? Shaylee? If that's right, I like that. Shaylee. Shaylee said, "Great interview. I thought the interview was awesome because they actually made, you know, came to their verdict by viewing the evidence. And another thing that they did not like the fact that um, with the drinks incident, how they only focused on Nichols and Stillwell's car, and you had two other cars behind them, and you didn't think about those cars. And another thing, they even took it a step further. They were saying that they used a license plate reader to read the license plates for the first two cars. Why couldn't they use the license plate reader to read and get the information for the other two cars? It didn't add up to them. I take my hats off to them. Those jurors were really paying attention. I have not watched the interview of the um, other juror that Dennis interviewed. What is it? Is it Juror 409? I haven't watched that yet. I have not watched. Oh, karaoke night. You didn't hear about that. Cat came in on the end, but happy to support. Hey, Miss D. Hey, Miss D. Um, who else? Wait a minute. I'm skipping. Oh, I said your name correct. I love that. Shaylee. Sounds French. Yes, I'm Shaylee here for my appointment. I'm meeting with the president today. Where should we see? Lord, please. Yes, I love it. I love that name. Miss D55, thank you. Came in late, happy to support. Um, let's see what y'all saying. Oh, at Michelle. Slick Brick bedtime story. Um, Michelle, I don't know why it's not okay. There it is now, Michelle. Yes, Chadiggy, Miss Aries one, says, "Stay strong, Survivor speaks." Thank you. I received that. Um, and I have to say, like, you know, for my own, bout with triple negative breast cancer is what I had. I have like different ailments. Something that will always be. I'm doing quite well today. I do critique myself. I'm working on it. Sometimes you'll hear me talk about something, and if somebody interrupts me, I'll forget it. I charge that to chemo fog brain. It doesn't go away. It happens more times than sometimes it doesn't. But sometimes it gets really bad. It depends on what's going on. I just know that it happens when it happens. So um I'm very optimistic. The 18-year survivor thing is just like going to be, it's crazy. My daughter's 17, and she was 5 months when I was diagnosed. So I'm happy. I'm grateful for anything, any little thing that I'm able to, do in life, be in life. Um, and I made a bucket list and I crossed everything off that list that I had on there. So I do thank you for that encouragement to stay strong, because I'm not going to sit here like I don't have my days. I do. Um, but I try to move past it. I always try to think about somebody that is less fortunate than I am. A lot of times that snaps me out of it, or I just need to go to sleep, and I do, or disconnect from the internet. I do that often. And if I'm in a negative place, and I'm watching somebody and the vibe is just negative, I just X out of that, because I don't want any parts of that. Like, that's not my focus. Yeah. So Cat Williams says karaoke night. Okay. Yes. Woody is going karaoke night with Doug. I'm gonna find out what those ladies' names were, because I do want to follow them on TikTok. Um, so I am gonna find out the correct names. I don't like to keep saying, and the three ladies. I actually was watching it while I was at work. So, you know, two things at one time. I loved the interview that they had with Woody, and he actually um talked about and spread, he kind of gave a little clarity to people not understanding, being in the room with people that are professional, being on the stand. I was shocked to hear that he was um he was kind of worried about how people perceived him on the stand, and he told Doug he was going to give Doug the same smoke that he gave the state. But Doug humanized him and spoke to him in a way that he couldn't do anything but respect him. And Doug said, um, he said, when I first saw you get on the stand, he said, my line of questioning for you was totally different from what I asked you. But when I saw you on the stand, and they said they had saw Woody in the hallway, him and I think Kokomo. Am I mixing up my interviews? Well, I'm gonna just say Doug right now, because I don't think it was Kokomo. Kokomo was on the interview with on Mel's channel. Um, he said he changed his whole line of questioning after watching Woody and listening to Woody. But what really changed his mind was he watched the interview that Woody did on what is it? Jump off the porch, off the porch. I don't know. I watch interviews on there. I can never get the name right. That's another thing I charge to chemotherapy. I just be jacking stuff up sometimes. It's not on purpose. It's, it is what it is. But he watched that interview, and in that interview, he said changed his whole mind and the way he approached Woody on the stand. I thought that was awesome. I thought that was brilliant. I loved it. Their interactions with each other was so natural. It was free flowing. It was authentic. All of that. And each person that was in that interview, you can tell that they have a genuine love for Woody, and they are all attracted to his personality, because Woody has a great personality. I don't know whether or not he'll be able to mend his relationships, with Doug, and if he can't mend that relationship, I do understand that. I understand that coming from Doug, because it feels like if it wasn't for Woody, he wouldn't be a part of this crime. But like Doug Weinstein said, if it also wasn't for Woody, they probably wouldn't be where they are. So he did help the defense in a big way by getting on the stand telling the truth and basically calling the state out. Um, and so it's a beautiful interview to watch if you get a chance to watch it. I want to say that I saw it um, on X, on Twitter. I forgot who page I was on, but Kat, I know that you are that into if you see it. Shay Lee said chemo is real. Let me tell you, it's chemo fog brain. So sometimes, and I've been working on this, um, like if me and you are having the conversation, sometimes something may pop in my head. And if I don't say it like right now, I'll forget it. Like just like that. And I'll cut somebody off because I have something in my head that's important to what I'm doing. And if I don't get it out, I'm going to forget it. And I've been working on that for a while because it bothers me. But yeah, it's definitely something that it's just never going to go away. I love this one right here. Michelle Gidry says that. Michelle Gidry says that. Shaylee, your name is romantic. I'm telling you, that's a romantic French. That's all in the same scheme of things. So yeah, I like Shaylee. Can I have the Shaylee Poupon, please? It sounds like you're something you can order off of a menu in a very high end restaurant. Yes, so I love that. Um, and then we have we making blush, Shaylee. It's the truth. I love your name. My real name, Survivor Speaks, of course, is the name that I am on YouTube, but my name is French also. Uh, my aunt named me after a French uh, soap opera star from back in her day. So yeah, it's it is what it is. I don't. Well, my name is on. I wrote a book about my journey with breast cancer, and my real name is on the book. I don't like to use my name on Facebook. Those that know the person I'm getting ready to say, and I normally don't say her name because everything about her is false. But her middle name is my first name, and I don't want anybody to get confused or mix me into that type of uh, crowd because I don't deal with it. But Jaguar, Jaguar, her middle name is my first name, and I don't want anything to do with her. Somebody asking one day, wait a minute, is this Jaguar? Heck no. I don't believe nothing that she says. Ever. Nothing. Anybody can find information and regurgitate it and add to it. And when you mixed with a mental health condition that's untreated and you're not taking your medication, that can be what we see. So dangerous. Dangerous. I don't understand how people are allowing her on their platforms right now. She has 2 felony warrants. It's not a joke. She's going to tell you it's a lie. She's going to tell you everything is AI that you see out there about her. No, it's the truth. You have 2 felony warrants, and while you out here trying to be a fake Diddy victim and making it bad for other real Diddy victims, because there are real Diddy victims. None of these people that's doing these interviews online are Diddy victims. Diddy's real victims are not doing interviews. You don't see Diddy's real victims doing interviews everywhere. And a lot of Diddy's other real victims are embarrassed because they are celebrities. And that's just the truth. Maybe one day I'll tell you, because I truly believe that I almost was. That's another story for me. But I had to think about it. Was like, girl, was you almost? Yeah, you was almost did it. But yeah. So chemo brain is real. Shaylee says, your life has purpose. A lot of people are very closed off when it comes to sharing about things that they've been through, things like that. For me, the reason why I share my story is because it's helping someone else. Somebody else might not know that these things can happen. So when it comes to, having and battling and beating breast cancer's ass, because that's what we did that. We did. Um, People just don't know. And people, I want people to know that uh, receiving a breast cancer diagnosis, it's not a death sentence. But early detection is the best protection. And so this is what I try to get people to realize. But if I'm working with somebody on a one-on-one basis, I do a lot of one-on-one advocacy work. A lot of people will reach out to me and say, "Hey, my aunt was diagnosed," and things like that. And I'll talk to them. I'll never post that though. The only thing that I posted about cancer patient that I'm helping um, is the young man that I told you about that has osteosarcoma. And that is because I wanted the people to get involved. I wanted people to get involved. But the thing that happened is 11,000 and something people watched the video. I had no promo in the video, nothing of myself. It was his um, Cash App in the video. But people watched it, but they just didn't share it. And the story is so much bigger than what I told, what I said, mentioned on the video. So he was undergoing chemotherapy. They removed his jaw, and so now he's receiving chemotherapy again. And they're going to remove a piece of his leg to reconstruct his jaw. So like half of his face is gone. So I had a little scare this year. Um, I had a little scare. I'm fine. I went to the doctor. I'm fine. And at the time, he was asking his mother, like, she hasn't, like, she sends her whatever she's gonna send, and she's not saying anything. That was just because I didn't want him to know that. I'm the person that I'm his voice. I'm advocating for him, and until I really knew knew what was going on, I didn't want to have her tell him that. So, and that's something else that I'm working on. But I did speak to her, but it was after like maybe like 2 weeks of not saying anything to her. And then I told her and I said, do not tell Razia. Don't tell him anything. He doesn't need like I didn't broadcast it. He doesn't need like to know. I don't want him thinking about me. He's going the way he's going through. So he's still in the hospital most of the days. His mother lost her job very early in their fight, and in a way it was good. It's not good for anybody to lose their job. I was laid off 2 years ago, but for her, I said, "How are you going to try to go out here and work? You're his only advocate." And you know what happened? He gets treatment 2.5 hours away from where he lived. So her car broke down. So she was renting cars to take him to treatment. He got sick, and then he would get sick once he goes home. A lot of times they would have to rush him back to treatment. He got sick, and she's like, she couldn't take him the 2.5 hours away. So she took him to the hospital near her home. And these doctors was going to give him surgery and remove his appendix. What are y'all doing? And I told her, I said, listen, call the hospital where he gets treatment and tell them that they are trying to admit your child into this hospital, and you don't want, you're against it. So his doctor called them and said, do not admit my patient into your hospital. We are going to supply transportation, with medics and people that can, take care of him till they get him from there to where he gets treated at. We're going to send, someone to get him. Do not, if you guys are admitting him into your hospital, do not do it. What a lot of people don't know is if you go to the emergency room and it's not an emergency room where your doctor is affiliated with that hospital, your doctor can come and talk to the doctors that are affiliated with that hospital, that they work at that hospital as a consultant. But the doctors cannot make any decisions once you are admitted to a hospital under a different set of doctors. A lot of people don't know that. That is the truth. He was suffering from a infection that people that have that battle, cancer, that it happens to you. Because when you receive chemotherapy, that chemotherapy kills every cell in your body. Your hair, this is why you go bald. You have no eyebrows, you have no hair. Those are our cells. So it's killing all of the cells. When I was going through treatment, the beds of my nails were black. That's because all of the cells underneath were like they were dead. And I just was like, what? Wait, what part of the game is this? But thankfully, my nails on my hand didn't start doing that until like right before I was over treatment. But my toenails, it had started like the whole bed was black. But that is from chemotherapy. That's just a little something that I'm just throwing out there just to let you know if you are. Oh, and another thing that I want to throw out there to people that people don't know about. Um, if you call an ambulance, you can tell the ambulance what hospital to take you to. They don't like that. They don't like that you know that, but you can. So I had to call the ambulance 2 weeks after I had surgery, for cancer because I was in so much pain. My stomach was hurting, and I'm like a pain I've never felt before. So they came. Okay, we're going to get you to. I said, I need you to take me to the hospital where all of my doctors are, where I get cancer treatment, where I get everything. Oh, well, that's all 40 to 45 to 50 minutes away, and it's going to cost you more money, and I don't care. I don't want you to take me around here where these people don't know me, don't know what I've been going through for all of this time. I want to go here. Let me tell you, they treated me like a piece of garbage. When I tell you every bump, they sped over it. Even taking me out to put me in the back of the ambulance, y'all had to see how they pushed me down the stairs. And I just was like, okay, y'all doing that on purpose, but it's okay. Because I remember y'all faces. If I ever see y'all, boom, it's going to be me and y'all. It's going to be me and y'all. I know who y'all are. But yeah, you have that right. They don't like to tell you that. But anywho, getting back to what we were here for. Um, oh, you sent who? Me? Uh, Was that me or I don't know. Did you send me? What was that? Who was that? Shaylee, your name is romantic. Oh wow, you had. I don't know what's going on. Like what's going on with my computer? 409. What is fine, Michelle? 409 and 403 is the same thing, isn't it? Oh, Juror 409. Yeah, yeah. I heard it was a mess. I haven't watched it, Michelle. It's a shame you say four. I'm going like, wait, 403, too much information. Oh, I got you. Yeah, 409. That's what they said she was. I did not watch that interview yet, y'all. I did not. I did not. I'm going to stomach it and watch it, but I have not yet. I'm not ready to come out of the high that I'm on right now. About those guys being found not guilty and that they can come home. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys watched Kayla yesterday. There was a lot of things she was saying without saying because she doesn't want it to affect Shannon. But there are some things that's in the backdrop that is just not okay. And once he's out of it, more comfortable sharing some of the issues that has been going on. So I am looking forward to him coming home because I would like to hear what that's about. I would love to hear what that is about. Yes, Michelle, you are absolutely correct. Exactly. Mommy duties always come first. Michelle, you're absolutely correct. That's Doug and Woody. That interaction was awesome, but not. I think it was with the whole, like all of them, like those women that was interviewing them. They really like Woody, and you can tell the one was smiling. The one that said, "Oh, no, I'm flying in. I live in Texas, and wherever we're having karaoke at, I'm flying in." They love him. And another thing that I want to say about Woody, if anybody does not know, Woody is definitely changed and is looking to do things differently on Sundays. He shares the church services. Like he's physically there, but he shares the church services on Sunday. Um, which I think it's, it's a good thing. It's something that he's not, used to doing, something that he got away from. And so I think that it's like, big on, his part, that he does do those things. But yeah, because remember on the stand what he kept saying to the state when they kept asking him things about Rich Homie Quan, and he kept saying, "You guys keep saying that Doug and Rich Homie Quan had a problem." He said Doug was protecting him, and he told him, "I shot up Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop." We know Woody. And you did a lot of those things that we saw. Um, we could tell. Okay, you knew about it, or you was there. So you said you sent me Chadigi. Oh yeah, Michelle. So we're down to Michelle. Oh yeah. So the probation restriction um may prohibit them mending their relationship. I don't think that Doug is going to want to go there. I've seen Woody online crying before Doug took the plea, and after Doug took the plea, I saw Woody online again on a live crying. I don't think that Doug will be trying to give that a second chance. And it's understandable because what we did learn in this trial that Doug was trying to help him. You're like in more ways than one, even to have his sister want to try and help him as well. And when you sit back, if you're a thug, you're sitting in a cell and you're thinking, I was helping this guy as much as I could help him. And the whole time I was helping him, he was actually telling these people that I was committing crimes. That would be a tough pill for me to swallow. So I wouldn't feel a certain way if about Thug if he doesn't, because there's a lot of friendships that he should not mend. But what I didn't like that the what the state did was they didn't pay attention. It's not that they didn't pay attention. So anything that was said and would be in Thug's favor, they just 86 it and didn't pay any mind. Like a couple of those people, I think Quandarius Zachary said he has not been around Thug. Was it 10 years? Somebody was 15 and somebody was 10. Like these people were not um they were not friends with him. And so like I can definitely understand wholeheartedly if Doug wants nothing to do with them, because he was just trying to help them because he made it out. And a lot of them, they stuck it to them. But I'm hoping that they do something, Still, well, I spoke to the angry lawyer one time, and I know the angry lawyer had pulled up the information for Sledge. And at the time when I asked him, was he going to take the case, he said no. But I haven't spoken to him in a while, but I'm going to go into on X in his inbox to ask him, um, did he change his mind about that? Um, the jurors did not know that Moontuk was locked up. And the jurors said that they were so glad when Moontuk got on the stand because he got lubbed together. And they was waiting for somebody to get lubbed together, and they wouldn't. And I implore you that that is the reason why Moontuk is locked up. Not because he got on the stand and didn't say what she wanted him to say. If we rewatch the trial, all of the guys that she brought in, none of them said what was in their factual basis plea. None of them said that. A lot of them were backtracking on the YSL thing. She didn't arrest them. She arrested Sledge because Sledge clowned her, got her together. It hit home, and she had to go home and self-reflect and tell herself in the mirror, you know what, he right, but I'm going to do what I do every day. I'm going to go in there tomorrow and act like what he said didn't mean nothing. Ma'am, you knew he hit the head right on the nose. Can you stop asking me these long questions? What did she say? Something about I'm trying to get my point across. He said, your point is pointless. Oh, I love it. Oh, my goodness. I love that. I loved it. And when she was, what was Mr. Jeffries' attorney there when we were questioning you? What was Jack Gotti's attorney there when we were questioning you? What? And then somebody said objection, and she didn't even turn and look at him. She just put her hand up like that. Like, shut up. You shut up, because right now, the real people in the world are talking. Like, hold on. I was so bothered by that, and I was so glad he got her together after that. And the judge said sustain. And she thought that she was going to just keep going on and run. And Moontuk said, Miss Love, stop talking to me like I'm a kid. I'm not your kid. Now, you can ask me questions, but you ain't got to be doing all that. And I'm paraphrasing y'all because I can't remember how he said it exactly, but he said something like that. And so she wanted to, okay, so when Mr. Steele was up here, how can you didn't have a problem with him? Yeah, because Mr. Steele was explaining things to me in a way that I understand, and then you cut him off. And so then the defense says he should be allowed to answer the question. And the judge said, well, Mr. Sledge, were you done? No, she cut me off. All that stuff, y'all better best believe that went to Love's gut. She didn't like that mess. But when she asked him a question, and he told her, you already asked me that. And she said, well, I'm asking you the question. And so the attorney said, asked and answered. And Whitaker started laughing and was like, well, you did ask him that, Love. He did give you an answer. So now Love just turned around and looked at him, and Sledge said, you overruled. She said, you overruled. I said, oh my goodness. I just laughed so hard because I said, that's not overruled me. You got to answer the question. It's not, she's not overruled, but it was so funny. And I'm not a TikToker, but I do have a TikTok channel. And I posted that. I have a lot of likes on those videos from Moontu. Michelle Guidry, absolutely. Absolutely. It does. Absolutely. It I'm telling y'all, this laptop here against me. Absolutely. Chemotherapy, it turns you a whole battleground. There is so much to chemotherapy than what you see. Certain medications you have to take to be ready for the next chemo treatment. medication makes your bones hurt. I never felt anything like that in my life. I used to have to take a shot 2 days after each treatment. This medication called Neulasta, and what it does is it makes your bone marrow um, work triple time. So the amount of uh, white cells that your body makes that fight infection, this shot speeds it up because chemo kind of like kills that. But when it does, um, okay. So I'm gonna be wrapping this up in a minute. My daughter is I'm gonna wrap this up in a minute. My daughter is almost to the school, so it makes your bones hurt actually. Like I'm like this can't be true. Like your bones can hurt, but they do. But it's an important medication in order for you to kind of like stay on track to get your next chemo treatment. So that is definitely um, true. Shaylee, you would have reported them. Woody has changed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, we answered that, and it was somebody underneath here. I don't know what's going on. Why is this? This a whole no. Jason Hodges, I see you in the house. Thank you for coming. I'm trying to get down here. Flesh of the gods. Bruh, I sent you an email. You can just you're here. So that's something that we're going to do another day. I am going to pick my daughter up and then I will be over to your show. I see you started at 8. We do need to get together because sir, Mr. Flesh of the Gods, I'm going to need you to pick a time and stick to it. I try to work around your schedule. Okay, you did some uh last week you just I'm like, what is he like? What was it the beginning of this week? It's 6 o'clock. What's he doing on? But anyway, that's my Flesh of the God, y'all. And y'all know love me some Flesh of the Gods, and everybody did say the same thing. Yeah, the people in here, they love you. We all can't not William, so we're all family. I'm not afraid of you, Miss Love. He said, I'm not afraid of you or none of them men at that table. You right, Michelle. Thank you for bringing that so I could put all that together. That was a good one. He said, I'm not afraid of you, and I'm not afraid of none of them sitting at that table. I said, well, you come on through, Sledge, and that's what got him 5 years. And I do believe that they should be able to um, he should be able to go back to court for ineffective counsel, if nothing else, because Mr. Wright did not do any justice for Moontu. And that's just the honest to goodness truth. Like he did make that statement that Moontu would not have been able to afford him had he not taken the plea. That was a little suspect for me to me for him to say, because and this is why people don't like to blur lines, because you met him as a client and then you guys remain friends. And so I just think, like, you told still one thing, and when they put you on the stand to testify, you changed your whole story. So I think he did a big disservice to Moontuk, and I definitely think that his case needs to be looked at along with all of the other not defendant, co-defendants that got on the stand and didn't say exactly what those factual bases said in their paperwork. Why is he in jail and nobody else is? And yeah, if y'all remember the day that they did that, if y'all remember the day that they did that, y'all remember the day that Moontu came in when he got arrested? Miss Love wasn't in court all day long. She was not in the courtroom, but now it's time for hearing for Moontu. Here you come in there like Superfly with a leather jacket on. Like this wasn't about her being in the court in her church clothes or her tablecloths that she wore from time to time. It was about her sitting up there with the leather coat like she's Billy Bad. Let me see if my sense of bleep working. I don't think it's working. Oh, there it is. I don't know if y'all heard. Did y'all hear that sense? Did y'all hear that? Was y'all able to hear that sense of bleep? But she got up there and that with that leather, came in there with that leather jacket on and wouldn't say nothing. She wouldn't want to be, she wanted her hands to be clean, but and want to make it seem like a body is the one that brought these charges. No, love, we do understand why Mutuk is back in jail. That's because he got you together. It has nothing to do with anybody else. And did you see how his probation officer did not want to offer any time? Why was that? And then Mr. Abbott, he didn't even want to offer time. Oh, I'm going to leave that up to you, Judge. Because it was bogus and it was BS. So, yeah, I'm sorry, y'all, I get passionate about stuff like this. I don't like for people to take advantage of people. And especially when you already know that these guys may be street smart, some of them not, because some of the dumb stuff that they did, come on. But book smart, they're not. They're not. And you took advantage of that. Dangling the jail key over their head, basically, in those interrogation rooms. And then another thing that's not lost on me is that who else has access to the interrogation videos? Who has access to the interrogation videos? They do. Only them. So when it felt like, oh, Woody is not saying what we want him to say, or he's not doing what we want him to do, oh, let's just link this interrogation video to the public where he's talking and telling on people. When you look at this whole case, it's like you kind of put a bullseye on these guys' back. And Woody will tell you right now, nothing's keeping him alive but God, his belief, strength in God, his belief in God. Oh, Michelle Guidry, you're a survivor. April O'Neil's baby daddy is here. Y'all know I talked about her in the beginning of the chat. Please put some prayer signs in the chat for April. April, I did. What do you mean I'll never wait for you? I did in the very beginning, I did say, for people to send a prayer up for you because you were battling some things and going through some things and you were in the hospital. And so I always have you. Oh no, not April O'Neil's baby daddy. Yeah, excuse me. That's the wrong person. While I'm looking at April O'Neil's baby daddy and thinking about Chloe, I did tell them about you too in the beginning, April O'Neil's baby daddy, how you called me out and how you clowned me over there and had the people laughing because I kept calling you a she, her, in the wrong pronouns. And then I had to really read like April O'Neil's baby daddy. Okay, I got it. I want you to change your name. That's what I want you to do. But April O'Neil's baby daddy, that's my boy. So it's all love and joke. He knows and jokes. He knows that. But I put up the April O'Neil's baby daddy. I put it. I was going on live. Oh, come on now. I'm working on borrowed time. It's 7:44. Flesh of the Gods is about to go live. I try not to, I try to be respectful of at least his time, because Cat Not Williams is in. I don't have to worry about her. But Flesh of the Gods, and I'm gonna talk to him about that later because he out here doing all types of that he don't have no business doing. Who told you to go live at 6 o'clock? I don't know. You're not going to keep. We're going to find something and stick to it. But I love April O'Neil's baby daddy. I'm sorry, y'all. I was talking about Chloe. I did say the right person in the beginning of this live. It's Chloe O'Neil, not O'Neil. Uh, you got me. Let me take April O'Neil's comment down. You got me all flustered on here. Um, we are still, so we waited for you, Mr. Uh baby daddy. Oh, okay. So I don't know whether I'm going, you know what? I'm doing this the hard way because I don't know what's going on with my computer, y'all. And it's new. I just want to tell I just want to tell y'all that. It's just not working for me. Ooh, Cat Not Williams. I missed that, but I will be back over there. It's gonna be a late night for me. Um, wow, that is something else. I missed that. So Cat Not Williams has a video up for anybody that hasn't seen it yet. Um, is that they're moving to dismiss the charges of 6 of the other victims. I mean, not victims, the people on trial. All right. Fletch, what's up, bro? Let me see, because I was looking for some comments up here first. Y'all, excuse me about Fightbot. Somebody told me Nightbot, they call him Fightbot. I don't know why Nightbot keeps repeatedly spamming the comments. If I don't have a moderator in here, Nightbot is a moderator. But I set Nightbot to not post as much as he does. But for some reason, he's doing the opposite. So, yeah, I'm gonna try and fix him again. Um, Shaylee, I feel the same way that you do. I'm also praying, which I think it's going to be a given at this time because his wife lives in Texas. So why would he stay here? And anytime you be a double unaliving, that should click in okay. The universe, the Lord is working in my favor, and I need to get out while I can. And so when he gets I know that she's working with Shart to get this last charge taken care of. And then also Yak Gotti, I didn't really hear anybody say that he had a charge, but he has a charge from being inside jail. But like they say, and I feel the same way, I would tell them, look, y'all see these staples in the front of my head? It's a wash. Let me out of here. It's a wash. This happened on y'all time, y'all property. How many times they gotta try to unalive these men in your facility? It's a wash. Let me out of here. Open up the gates. But I love. I loved Yak's mother. I felt her through the phone, through the screens and everything like that. That's a mother's love, child. But my heart also breaks. My heart breaks for Jamel Drinks and Nuts family. But right now, they have the focus is on the wrong people. The focus should be on the state. The state did you guys wrong, not anybody else. And I do know that prior to, I know Jamel Drink's aunt, she had said it, that Hilton and them lied to them, lied to their family, lied to them. They did not believe that the men that they were charging for their unaliving was the right people. I don't know how they got her to change. And now his mother's a different story. I don't know, but they promised them something. And this, you want to know how we know they promised them something? Because Jeffrey Williams was not convicted of any unalivings at all. He did not admit to being guilty to being in a gang, being the leader of a gang, according to Viverita, they don't have a leader because they a hybrid gang. I took gang training, y'all. I was a correction officer for 7.5 years. And let me tell you, some of the stuff they sitting up there on the stand saying, that's not it. It don't work like that. And that's not the training that they give you in about gangs. Now, do they teach you about colors? Yes, they do. Because red is supposed to be a color for the Bloods. Blue is supposed to be a color for the Crips. Yellow is supposed to be a color for the Latin Kings. I never was told that green was ever a color of a gang. And of course, when you have these gangs, Bloods, they're all over the place. Their names may be different, because they are representing where they're from. I've never read anywhere in any of my gang training that sometime they make another color because they're gonna be a hybrid gang, and they're not really of a leader. They don't have a leader, but we're gonna charge Jeffrey Williams as the leader. Are y'all listening to yourselves? You gotta be kidding me. So they teach you about the tattoos. No, the teardrops normally symbolizes you got a body. It does. Uh, all types of stuff. They'll have their bandanas tattooed on them. Different little things. If they just say like they gotta get, and they're the Bloods, and their game is called and I'm just making this name up, Dipset 69. They may have Dipset 69 tattooed on them, and that's just because they're the Bloods in this part of town and this in their community, and that's what they're called. I've never heard them enter another color. They didn't teach me that. I had gang training twice. They didn't teach me that. So I'm just not understanding, and it's dangerous. It is quite dangerous to have somebody, a ganger, in the bushes, in the habitat, which normally you would hear habitat, animal channels. It's dangerous. So either if Viverita was going out there, she was going out there of her own free will, or whatever. But if they would have found her in the bushes unalive, whose fault would it have been? Because you out there, you want us to believe you out there in the bushes with the binoculars, watching them in their habitat. And love started the whole animal idea right from the beginning. Go back and listen to her opening statements. It's a jungle. Her favorite book, and then she started talking about all the stuff about being in the jungle. Love. What are you talking about? But anywho, I'm glad that you guys came over to listen to me. Once again, I want to say thank you to Cat Not Williams. Thank you to Sapphire Ridge News. I was definitely surprised. Thank you. I'm not a punk, so I'm not about to get mushy again. I'm not going to do it. I want to say thank you to Empress. She was big for this case, and her advocacy should not go unnoticed. I don't know what's going on Twitter. I opened up Twitter one day and everybody got everything. I try to stay out of that. If I meet people, I meet them with on one-on-one. Like, I like to make relationships with people myself. I don't know about all that. That's why people shouldn't talk politics and stuff and try to intertwine all this stuff together, because it does not work. You can't tell people who to vote for, who not to vote for. They may be voting for someone for some reason. They may not like to vote for somebody for another reason. And that's why you stay away from that, because when you go in there to vote, you go in there to vote alone, and they close the curtain. And so the people that's even working there, they don't see who you vote for. So I don't get mixed up in all that type of stuff. I like to have a friendly chat. I like to meet people where they are. We may have differences, and that doesn't matter. It shows in this case. If the YSL case didn't do anything else, in the climate that we are country right now, YSL showed us that we can be from any walks of life. We can be any race. We can be any culture. We can be anything. You can have voted for Trump. You can have voted for Harris. You can vote for Clinton. You could have voted for anybody. That didn't matter when it came to this YSL case. So if the case didn't do anything else for us, it did bring us together as a nation, as a family. We love each other in the comments. It shows. It shows. And that's the way I love to keep it. And you got all are always welcome over here. Um, and it's going to be all love. I clown a little bit, in the comments, because, like, some people have a different. Oh, wow. All right. So oh, man. Oh, Michelle, congratulations. See, I can see this on here. 20 years old. Wow. And you know what, Michelle? We thought the same type of way. When I was given this diagnosis, I never thought that I wasn't going to make it. I never did not claim my healing from the beginning. I would not talk to people that cried. It's not that I'm some type of superhero with a heart of steel, and it's just a mindset that I had. When I was diagnosed, I had a 5-month-old daughter and I had a 13-month-old son at the time. So I didn't have time to, you know, feel sorry for myself, or just like sitting, like I'm just going to sit in the diagnosis. No, it was go time for me. I needed to be here I had two children. I need to be here for my children. And that's just the bottom line. And so, you're my sister. All of the survivors, my sisters, SIST, in survivorhood. So you'll be added to my sister list. I'm not. No, I was not on the jury, Breezy Ben. No, I was. I was on the virtual jury. We were all jurors virtually. Now, I wasn't one of the one. I don't live in. I don't live. Flesh of the God said the bots do their own thing. We would have to talk more. I didn't have anyone that I could talk to that understood what I was going through. Michelle Guidry. We can all get together and we can talk. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure we have some stories. You see that? How you meet people that have like the same, they come from the same place that you are. That comes from what you call networking. Some people don't understand that. Stage 4 is whoa is so Shay Lee was diagnosed with stage 4 in 2010. Wow. Oh, Shay Lee. Then I did a song this year. I did it with AI though. And yeah, I have like a you know a line in there about, I wrote it, but yeah, I let them do it through the thing, through the AI app. You don't have notifications on April O'Neil's baby daddy. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna tell you, right? That means that you need to go and turn on my notifications, sir. Um, oh, you know what, April? Stop. No, you didn't go to the hospital. I'm sorry. It's Chloe. Sorry about that, Chloe. Uh, Oh, Michelle Gidry, I see you here. 2 times over ovarian and breast cancer. Okay. But God is good all the time. He built you different, and this too shall pass. Amen. If you ever need me, my email address is in the chat here. Fightbot drops it. And we can talk about some things, whatever you need. I am here. Um, and so it was something I wanted to. So Shaylee and Michelle, also you too, Shaylee. You could drop me an email, um, and we can definitely. Oh, the fit lawyer, I love her, and so she is looking into Moon Took's options. The fit lawyer be on her stuff now. The fit lawyer, take my hat on off to the fit lawyer. You know, she came in this YouTube space and I started doing a daggone thing, pulling paperwork and stuff like that. The fit lawyer, oh yeah, I like her. Um, early for the verdict. God it, flesh of gods. God thought me and you was gonna have a, knockdown, drag out my boy. You know, I'm joking though. So yeah, Shaylee, the new laser injections. Yeah, I had gave them to myself too because I'm like, okay, I go to chemo this day. I'm like not gonna drive all the way to the hospital to get a new laser shot. So yeah, they showed my aunt actually how to give them to me. So yeah, that's what she did. She would come over and give me the shot. One day she was giving me the shot in the car and she was like, they gonna think we up in here shooting up drugs. We get ready to go to jail. We was on our way to the McDonald's Gospel Fest though, but anywho, I said, well, this is prescription. They're not going. This is prescription. Like they're not gonna do nothing. Um, so yeah, Shannon moves to Texas. I did say that. Yeah, I wouldn't leave Georgia. I don't trust none of those people down there. And especially the look on Love's face when she came from that sidebar yesterday when the judge said, "I don't see why we can't sentence him now." Goodness, Cuff Boys have a great still shot of Love. Then I saw somebody do it before when she first started the closing arguments and after when she had that the face of they just whooped out. You know what? In here, it's funny as heck. Loved Cuff Boys' reaction to the verdict. I love Cuff Boys. I don't know. I don't care what nobody else say. Cuff Boys is my dude. I love him. His reaction, he is hilarious. I said, Cuff Boy, you're gonna just get up in front of everybody with. I understand they paying you, but is you Cuff Boy stood up one day? He was in his drawers because that's a brand that he markets for. For he getting paid for. But Cuff Boys, hold on a minute, I don't know you like that. But yeah, I love Cuff Boys. Nobody can tell me nothing bad about Cuff Boys. Don't talk about Cuff Boys because I won't like it. Yeah, Shaylee, they should all move on with their lives. Um, yeah, Michelle, I heard that all the way around. Like so, basically, and those three jurors that was on Mel's did the interview on Mel's channel. They really put it into perspective. Like they basically were looking at the evidence and the facts presented to them, and she basically was basing her she would have been if she wasn't an alter basing her verdict off of emotion, off of the fact that the state showed that video of them standing outside that little boy. It was like a baby. He was still in Pampers and he was doing the gang sign. So from that moment, and if you think about it, that was way in the beginning of this trial. From that moment, she already said that they're guilty from that. So somebody, Brooklyn, you asked me how old I was. Child, did you ask my? Do you know you never supposed to ask a woman's age, Brooklyn? You still in here, Brooklyn? Brooklyn. Brooklyn said, "How old am I?" Shaylee, a piece of work is a nice way to say that that woman is full of it. I try to keep my chat peaceful, but she's full of it. And it is a shame. Like, I don't understand how people don't think that the things you say out your mouth could very well change somebody's life. You have never been to any of these parties. You have never been to a Diddy party. Diddy is, we all know Diddy did what he did. We've been hearing about this forever. What I try to tell people that, because a lot of people are fooled by this woman. If you put, let me type it in for y'all, because I want y'all to type it in just like this. If you are interested in finding out who Juror, I don't like to say her name. I don't do. I did one video on her. No, I'm gonna put this here for y'all now. You gotta type it in just like I put it here. You're gonna hear who she is directly from her mouth. I just shared the channel in the comments. You have to put in Wu Child as one word, space, the ghetto. You are going to be on a loop of all the things that this woman has said out her own mouth. Even picking at a SA survivor whose father SA'd her as a child. And because this woman was messing with her ex-husband, she told this woman was a child being SA'd by her father. This waste of space told this woman, "You're a freak. Your father used to F on you, and you liked when your father used to F on you." And I said, "Oh my goodness." Then she has started saying to people that weren't in agreement with what she would say. And if you made her really mad, I don't watch her. I don't give her a click. I don't give her a view. I will watch if somebody else is sometime, because I'm really not interested in that. But sometime, if somebody does a reaction to some of the nonsense that she spews, I may watch their channel. But to click on her channel and watch her, I will never do that. She is the devil reincarnated. And I'm not giving any apologies out for saying that. So there are true victims out here. And I remember when Cassie first filed her lawsuit, she got mad at she went online. She went on a platform with someone who has a large following. He has 300 and something thousand subscribers, and was like, "Oh, I am so sad, but I am an advocate, and Cassie, I will advocate for you. I will advocate for you, Cassie." Only to be arguing with someone somewhere else and saying, "You know what you need to get? You need to be Diddied. You need to be have done to you what Diddy did to Cassie. You need to be Diddy. You're an advocate for Cassie, and that's what you say out your mouth? You're sick. She's supposed to be on lithium. So all of these platforms that keep parading her around and letting her spew out that hate, you are complicit. All you have to do is do your homework. All you have to do is put her name in YouTube, and the videos that you will see that she cannot scrub from the internet will shock you. Her son was unalived. Before he was unalived, she told you are going to be unalived. Her son lay out there for hours, unalived. She was mad at him and she would not answer her phone. She did not see her son unalived in that street. She was nowhere to be found. They had to contact her family in Pennsylvania and find her. So when she tries to use her son as a shield to say, oh, Jay-Z had my son unalived, it's BS. You don't know Jay-Z, ma'am. You sung back up for Jay-Z on the episode of MTV Unplugged because you are not on the recording of song Cry. That is not you. Mary J. Blige recorded that song with Jay-Z. The only reason why you were on MTV Unplugged is because Mary J. Blige was not available to go on there and perform that song with him. And so being were affiliated with the Roots and you could hold a tune at that time, they allowed you to be on MTV Unplugged and sing Song Cry. But why does everybody think that they no longer play that song? They no longer play that video. It's been scrubbed off the internet so many times. It's because of the venom that she spews out of her mouth. I have never met someone as, I don't know, is her in love? Are they related? Are they running neck and neck? I don't know, but that's what I do know. I do my own research. And if people really want to look into her, look up Talib Kweli. He told the story a long time ago. He said men normally don't tell when they are S8. They don't normally talk about that. But this woman is so crazy. He said it out his own. It's an interview. Put in Talib Kweli and Juror and watch the video for yourself. I like to do my own research and look at things myself, like versus like just hearing nonsense for people, especially when it's something like that. Especially when she has her middle name is my first name and somebody asked me, are we? No, we're not. No, we're not. My mother and father did not raise me like that. My mother and father did not raise me to be disrespectful to others. No, I don't know that woman. All I know about is all of the hate and the venom that she spews. I think it's a travesty what you're doing to these victims of let me say allegedly, because allegedly of Puff the Puff man. But no, other than that, like, I don't know her. I feel bad for the victims that you have these fake victims out here with all of these stories that make no sense. And all people have to do is take a minute or two to ask them some questions. You'll be able to tell that yourself that they're lying. I don't even need to talk to them because I've already, did my own research. You guys are not even making any sense. Allie Carter. Do I think something happened to Allie Carter? Yes, I think something happened to her. She lost me when she said that President Biden has a 7.5-inch wiener and Hunter's is 8. You lost me right there, ma'am. You lost me. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I don't buy that. I believe something happened to her. But the lady that she's parading around and saying that she's her mother, I've seen them. And you can look at a person sometime and tell that they're on some type of substance. That woman is definitely on some type of substance. And she went live one time and they were both wired. It was very hard to watch. I don't believe in trying to make myself a victim of something I've experienced. And like I said, even one of the other girls that came out, you experienced some type of SA. It just wasn't by Diddy. It wasn't. Your story doesn't make sense. The picture of the girl that's sitting on his lap,
That picture is floating around on the internet with that young girl's face shown. I saw that picture a couple of years ago. Before this whole trial started, she is a Spanish woman. She's a woman of Spanish descent. You are not that woman sitting on Diddy's lap. And I just think that that's cringeworthy because you guys can be the reason why this guy walks. The streets are safer where he is. People have to stop thinking that because people are celebrities that you owe them something. You don't owe them anything. Nothing. I worked in the fashion industry. I am a retired, paid, published model. The fashion industry and the music industry goes hand in hand. I've never had those type of experiences. I've never had to sleep with anybody to get any of the accolades that I have. Never. You don't have to do that. There's a way that you can set yourself up where you won't have to do things like that. But I do think that I was almost dead. I may tell y'all that story one day, and I had to really think about it and look at what happened, and I had to pull the girl up that was in front of it, and it may seem like a little shoe, but now that I'm thinking about, thank goodness that I had the type of wit that I had, that my mother, taught me, to be vigilant. Being a correction officer taught me to be vigilant of all my surroundings. My head is always on a swivel. So it's not too many things that you're going to tell me. You're not going to tell me something about, oh, I'm going to, if meet me here because we're going to. No, what we're going to do is you're going to send me a contract. I'm going to have my attorney look over it. It's a fit. Don't call us, we'll call you. But at some point, you get agencies involved. If you're going to be modeling that long, you get with an agency. And an agency is strictly a professional working, it's like a go-between, between you and whoever you're working for. But a lot of work I did book on my own because, I don't want to pay my agency 10%. I was only paying them 10%, but I was signed to 2 agencies in New York. But if I can book a campaign on my own, I'll book a campaign on my own. I tell anybody that's interested in being in the modeling industry, never sign with an agency exclusively. Never. That means you cannot do anything with anybody else unless you get permission from that agency, or it has to go through the agency. They're going to get their money regardless. So I signed up for a major campaign on my own without either one of my agencies. They were fighting. Like, oh, well, for the next campaign, just let us know. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But I did decide to give that campaign to one agency and not the other when I was going on doing like the 3rd time. I just didn't feel like talking to them or dealing with them. So I'm like, you know what? Now it's time. Let my agency take this over, and you deal with the headache. Just tell me where I need to show up and what I need to do. And a lot of times you don't have to put yourself in those positions. Ever. I was a married woman modeling, and that's just the way it is. But that person, Jack, yeah, she's all the stuff that she's talking, all the stories that she's spewing, is stuff that she goes to. She goes to the website, she looks it up, brings it up, and then she regurgitates it, she adds to it. But if you lock her in and ask her a question, she can't answer it. She can't answer it. She gets thrown off because she doesn't know. And so I wish people would stop giving her a platform. You see what happened to Piers Morgan. That should tell everybody that what she's saying is not true. And if it wasn't Piers Morgan that happened on, like, some people wouldn't know, but some people still just want clicks and views, and they're still entertaining her. But people can say what they want to say, but I don't know if anybody else has money like Diddy, like Jay-Z has. If you're able to stay in a fight as long as Jay-Z has money to stay in a fight. She went from Jay-Z being such a great person to her, he's this, he's that, to Jay-Z is a complete monster who unalived this woman for beyond. I mean, the stuff, it goes on and on and on and on. Jay-Z is not going to waste his time and sue her. He doesn't care how much money he has. But somebody like a Pierce Morgan with a big platform, and you're allowing this woman to come sit on your platform and say to these people that they are unaliving children and throwing them in alleyways inside of suitcases and all of the other stuff that she spewed on his channel. Of course, he took that mess down when he was contacted, because Jay-Z, he has money to pay Jay-Z and Beyonce. Probably still not as much money as they have. These are billionaires. Diddy is where he needs to be. He's paying for what he's paying for. He knows exactly what he did. Even so now, have your sons mixed up in this nonsense, and it's so sad that this is whatever they were taught. And so they have to face the music. Are they going to face the music as hard as Diddy is? No, they're not. But what all of these people are out here spewing against this man on his name, and you've never met him, people need to realize, if you look at all of the men that so far have come out, and it has not been many, they are men that look like men. They are men that don't look like they are flaming. That he has a type. If I can get you and have you on tape, and I have video evidence of you on tape doing something, and you're in a compromising position, I can get you to do anything that I want you to do. He has a type. And somebody that's flaming, somebody like what was that, Little Richard? He don't have he don't care about that. He doesn't. That's not his type. And a lot of times when men abuse women, that is because they are fruitful. They're fruity. And they don't really want to be with you. They want to be with a man. So they're going to abuse you. And take a look at it yourself. In 2018, that young man was a ex-worker. The guy that went to Trump Hotel and shot up the lobby. And when he got arrested, he started talking about all this crazy stuff about P. Diddy and how he's a sex slave, and he's been with Cassie in front of Diddy, and Diddy talks on the phone. Everything that guy said in that interrogation videos, and the officers that were in the video was like, laughing at him like, oh yeah, so yeah, oh, Puff Daddy, oh, yeah. He started running down attorneys, everything. What was Survivor Speaks doing? Google. I was able to verify everything that he said. This man sued Diddy. Diddy paid him settlement. This man's, I wasn't able to see this part, but somebody else was able to. They were able to verify his bank account was negative 0 point something dollars. He went from that to being almost a millionaire. He said that he was awarded from Diddy. He bought properties. He said he has tapes. He had a tape. He gave it to a friend of his. His friend is the only one that has this tape. His wife used to be an attorney. They were divorced. His story has merit. And the reason why, what was so interesting to me is that one of Diddy's lawyers was one of the Midas boys. I don't know if y'all know the Midas boys. I love them. I love them. I'm a different type of person. I'm looking at stuff in all angles. I loved them way before this story came out. And I love them because and how I got got to know who they were, Trump's old attorney, Michael, man, why is his name? Chemo Falk moment. Um, he started working with them when he got out of jail. And now, they started being on my radar, but I kind of was looking at them already before because I liked that, some of the work that they did. But one of those brothers was P. Diddy's attorney in that case. And I'm like, wait a minute. When he said his name, I was like, wait a minute. I know that name. Yep. And I went to YouTube, and I started just like doing a little investigation. And I was like, oh, wow. And so now, when this stuff all came out, you'll see that this guy's video started resurfacing from that investigation. And this is stuff that he was saying 5 years before anything came out about Diddy. That says a lot. 5 years, you can go hear it for yourself. 5 years before. And they thought that he was just somebody that was on drugs and that was high and just was saying things out of his mouth. He was even explaining things like go put it in and watch it, because I don't want to mess his words up. I'm not into like trying to mess people things up. But I'm gonna get out of here and go get my daughter. I just want to share this with you. Michelle Guidry and Shay Lee, just to give you some inspiration, something that you can do. I'm going to share this. I share it sometimes, a lot of times I don't. So I'm going to share this. So I did write a book about my story. I am a self-published author. The name of my book is called Surviving Strong: Overcoming Triple Negative Breast Cancer with a Resilient Mindset. That is a QR code on the screen. If you want to support your girl, go on ahead and take your camera phone, take a picture of the QR code. It's going to take you directly to my book. Is on Amazon. I haven't put it in Barnes and Nobles or anywhere yet. I do have copies for people that are close and maybe they want to get a autographed copy of it. And I just basically shared my journey with triple negative breast cancer. It was the last thing that I needed to check off of my bucket list, and it was so satisfying when I did that. Another thing that I did was I started school right out of I started college right out of high school. And life happened and I got a job. And I restarted school over and over and over again. Started school, life happens, start school, life happens, start school, life happens. So that was another thing that I did. I checked off my bucket list. Finally, not only did I go to school and get one degree, I have two. So I have associates in science and I have a bachelor's in science as well. That was one of the most gratifying things that I had done for myself. And I actually just graduated from Kane University in 2023. I finished my program in 2022. So anybody can do anything. And especially it's kind of like a testament, like to other survivors, not just people that just have cancer, but definitely for my survivors, to go ahead and press forward in things that you wanted to do and things that could have almost been snatched away from you, and you may not have been able to complete those things. You can do it. I did it. Anybody can do it. And I also started my modeling career after my diagnosis with breast cancer as well. And I signed up to do one show, and it turned into something that you would not believe. I rubbed elbows with some of the biggest people, in the industry. I did not have any of those things happen to me the way it happened to other people, except for the simple fact that I think I could have been Diddy. And like I said, I'll tell that story on another day. Um, but you can do whatever it is that you want to do. And me signing up to be in a fashion show, I just wanted to walk the runway like one time. But I am a woman and I'm dark skinned. You all can see this is me on the screen. I had this young lady. She is a successful model. Can't take that away from her. She's a great entrepreneur also. But she just told me that this campaign that she got booked for, oh, they would never book me. And it was at the time, like right after we did this runway show, till when I was just gonna stop. I just wanted to do one show. And I'm like, okay, I hate when somebody tell me I can't do something because I'm gonna do it. Like I'm gonna go like full throttle. And so that's what happened. People just kept calling and they just kept calling, and it was a thing. Like it was just it was amazing to me. And so, you guys that are suffering, battling breast cancer, or have battled breast cancer, there is life after that. And I'm speaking life into you. And you can also speak life into me. Because, like I said, I do have my days. I have my days. I have moments where I'm just not feeling good. I go through things. But, I try to keep everything positive. And so I'm wishing that. Also, for you, Michelle Gildry, for you, Shaylee, nothing but positive things to come your way. And also, Michelle, I would like for you, and also, Shaylee, if you guys can, my email address is in the chat. If you can just send me your addresses, and I would like to send both of you something, that would be awesome. And so that's just who I am. I'm Survivor Speaks. I'm Survivor Speaks in every meaning of the word. And I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be sitting here, and I'm grateful for all of you coming here today and rocking out with me during this live today. I'll be back. I'll put up the next time that I am live, and and another thing that I'm going to ask of you guys, if you can please, when you go, if you decide to go over there and look at the book, me on Amazon. I have a page on Amazon. I need more followers. I've had this page for a long time. I have a storefront over there, and just follow me over there. I would gladly and greatly appreciate it. All right, and so now I'm going to get out of here. And I always end my shows the same way, and it wouldn't be any different today. That I'm ending the show by telling you all to make sure that you are getting your mammograms, filling your boobies to make sure that you are all right. All right. And don't you dare let anybody else come into your house and disturb the peace that passes all understanding. I am Survivor Speaks. I will see you guys in the next live video upload in the Twitter or the streets. Probably will see you all be on Flesh of the Gods in a minute. So peace. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. We are all family. Thank you.
Full cycle, I just might though, just like a Michael. Mama gone now, I'm thinking death is now we entitled. And it was me versus me, them battles had to fight through.